Right, so we got here a very dirty hob. It's not been cleaned for a long time. Right, so we're going to try and clean this up as best we can. So what? So why don't you take the burners off first? Yeah, just take them off. All right. We can give those a soak, so we can put those to one side. We can soak them. All right, I'm gonna do those separately. So just clean up all the debris. You can use a bit of paper towel, whatever. So you can just clean that up. Right. Again, you can just use a little bit of washing up liquid. Just a drop on that. That's all you need. Just one little drop. This is up more of a pre-clean. You just get in the worst of it. You can go inside the burners as well. If there's a lot of debris, sometimes I'll vacuum those out with a vacuum cleaner. If you've got a lot of debris there. Right. Also, why don't you try taking those control knobs off? And again, those because they can be cleaned separately. But I tell you what, but you've got to be careful. You don't want to get any moisture actually underneath, because sometimes it can short the circuit, and what you'll find is when you switch it back on, it doesn't work, or you have to wait for it to dry out. So you want to minimise any exposure to water or moisture when you're cleaning underneath the control knobs.
Okay.
Especially the ignition one as well. Right. Right, what you can see, I tell you what here, this is tarnished. This is really badly tarnished. It's actually very bad. This is old. It's badly scratched. But we're not going to be able to get rid of all of the scratches. Or we're not going to try. If we use some very fine sort of wet and dry, sort of sandpaper, yeah, maybe we're not going to do that. But I think we can get rid of a lot of that tarnishing. Right?
Okay.
So we're going to use one of these green pads here. I'm not too worried about any micro scratching because it's already bad. If this were brand new, you probably wouldn't use it. You'd probably use a non-scratch one. But it's not brand new, so this is 15 years old and it's already badly scratched. So we're not really going to contribute to any sort of significant further scratching. So I wouldn't worry about it on the green. But also, you're not going to use a metal scourer on this because you'll create some deep scratches on that. Right. Right, so we just put some stain removing powder on here. This is called Barkeeper's Friend, right? And it's quite good at removing stains and tarnish. We'll see how well it goes. So try rubbing that in and see how well we can see how much we can get off.
Okay.
Right, and a little bit. I think a little bit more. Just try and put a little bit more on there in the middle. It's not going to be like a perfect removal, but I think it's going to make it a lot better. Yeah, so we got rid of that tarnish. That's come out quite well. All right, we're not going to do the burners. So I'll do those separately. So that's fine. So you can leave that. So I'll let that dry out. Right. So you've degreased all of those control knobs, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. So everything is like grease free to the touch now. That's good. You can see now that most of the tarnished area has now gone. It's in a much better condition now. It's still scratched, but it was scratched beforehand. But overall, it's in much better condition. You can see the before state here and the after state is greatly improved. There's a really, really big difference.